Sky is so high, if you don't know how to fly, aim feel easier to make you fly. Sky is so high, if you don't know how to fly, aim feel easier to make you fly. Here we go.
We will do the revision today. Okay, so shall we start? At the end towards this session, I want to show you a video. Have you guys heard about that Emirates crash landing? It happened in 2016. The aircraft crash landed. Okay, so the aircraft.
Today.
Sorry.
Ma'am, have you seen the news today?
What news?
Ma'am, yes, today only I think a plane was going to crash, but it landed safely. Means
No, it's landed safely. Yes, right. Airbus 380.
to Bangalore.
Okay, so it's Airbus 320, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, it was Airbus 320. Yeah, it's landed safely. So there's nothing happened in that flight. I've not read the whole news. I've read the headline at TOI. So I will read the whole news and I'll let you know what exactly happened. But everybody is safe, so no loss of life at all. Okay. So rest I will read and I'll let you know. Okay, so I'm talking about the Emirates flight. This incident happened in 2016. Okay, the aircraft crash landed at the Dubai airport. The flight was going from Trivandrum to UAE to Dubai. Okay, so that flight crash landed at Dubai airport itself. So I will show you a video for that, and I will also show you live footage. Someone was. Vina, you need to mute your video. Okay, so somebody was making a video inside the aircraft. That's the actual footage, which is inside the aircraft after the crash landed when people supposed to move out of the aircraft. Okay, so you will also see that footage today. And first of all, we'll talk about the phases of flight. We have discussed about switch on your cameras, everyone. You guys are not allowed to switch off the camera at any point in time. I did not ask anyone to switch off the camera. Until and unless I will not ask anyone, you're not supposed to switch off the camera. Saurav, I can't see you. Whosoever will switch off the camera now will be out of the class right away. Understood? So we were talking about phases of flight. Okay. So what all we have discussed so far, everyone. What all we have discussed so far, guys? Who will tell me?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Rohit.
Ma'am, I can't open my camera due to my room is in low light. I cannot open.
That's fine. I know.
Ma'am, the page of race, ma'am, just at first we have to report the airport before 2 hours. And then we will be there with a PA test, and then we will sign the reporting paper and we'll meet the purser. Ma'am, and third we will see the number of passengers on board. Means the purser will give all the details, number of passengers on board, basically passengers on board, how many briefing and question.
Okay.
And the fifth point is, ma'am, we will write the flight number, departure time and landing time, captain's name, first officer's name and crew name.
That information you should carry with yours. I mean, you
yes, ma'am, in the sticky note. And the second phase is, ma'am, pre-flight, and the third phase is, ma'am, boarding.
What about, are you not going to meet the captain?
Yes, ma'am.
Or you want to fly without the captains?
No, ma'am. I have said, ma'am, we will meet the purser and.
In the cabin, purser is not going to fly the aircraft.
Yes,
Captain will fly the aircraft. So you will meet the captain. You will greet the captain. And what information do you get from the captain?
Now we get means the departure time, the landing time, flight number.
Flight number you already have.
And the departure time, landing time, and the
No,
weather
departure
condition.
time also you have.
Ma'am, the weather condition.
The weather conditions, okay.
Or is there any delay?
He will tell you about the actual flying time, not the departure time or the landing time, Rohit. He will tell you the actual flying time.
ये ले मैम ऑन भी कर लिए
Sorry?
Sky is so high. If you don't know how to fly, ain't feel easier to make you fly.
Okay. He will tell you about the weather and what else.
I'm gonna fly one day.
Guys, just give me a moment.
Someday I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna fly.
Yes. So, what after that? What information you will get from the captain, except the weather and the actual flying time? Weather and turbulence is the one and the same thing, you know?
is there any delay?
About the delay. If there is any delay to that flight. Okay? So these three information you get from the captain. What is the next phase? Another phase of flight, the second phase of flight, what is that?
Pre-flight check.
Okay, what do you check?
All the equipments.
Equipments, emergency.
All the emergency equipment check. Okay, so as soon as you reach to the aircraft, what do you do? The first thing you do is you do the pre-flight check of the equipment. First of all, tell me the name of 5 equipment. Xavier, you tell me. Name any 5 emergency equipment.
Oxygen bottle, emergency kit,
Right,
medical kit,
right.
and
Sorry, what did you say? Medical kit before that?
emergency kit.
What is emergency kit? Anybody knows what is emergency kit? Because I don't remember I have taught
Sorry.
regarding emergency kit. You are unable to remember 5 equipment. Are you serious? This is the 100th time I'm asking you the same question. You can't memorize 5 equipment. Is that so difficult? Who asked Alina, Shilka and Sumita to switch off their cameras? Shika, did I ask you to switch off the camera? Where is Sumita?
Sorry, ma'am.
Why did you switch off the camera? If you guys have other things to do, go and do that. No need to attend the class. If you are taking online classes, that doesn't mean you just come online and do whatever you want to do. I'm warning for the very last time, nobody will switch off the camera. Sumita, you will tell me the 5 equipments, 5 emergency equipments, quickly.
oxygen cylinder, medical
Right.
kit and first aid kit, life jacket, and quick down mask.
Quick downing mask is your emergency equipment. Where is quick downing mask? What is the place where it's kept? Unmute your video audio.
In
It's in the
cockpit.
cockpit. Right. So you are not supposed to do the pre-flight check of the cockpit. You will do only the pre-flight check of the cabin. Okay. So you said oxygen bottle. You said medical kit, first aid kit, life jackets, and
Flashlight, ma'am.
flashlight. Right. Fire extinguisher is there. What is the difference between medical kit and first aid kit?
First aid kit has only basic medicines.
Right.
Medical kit, doctors only able to use a medical kit. Why? Because we don't know how to use it.
Exactly. Very good. Okay. Who will tell me the next phase of life? What will you do after you are done with the equipment check? Shilka, could you please tell me what will you do after the pre-flight check of after the pre-flight check of emergency equipment? Quickly, I don't have time. Quickly.
Boarding, ma'am.
Okay. After pre-flight check of the equipment, it's directly boarding, right? Nothing else you do before that? Who will tell me quickly? I don't have much time. I don't want to waste any more time on this. Catering. You will do catering after that. You will take the handover of the catering, and then there will be boarding. So in the second phase, in the pre-flight check, there will be pre-flight check of the equipment and taking the handover of the catering. Understood? So the third phase, who will tell me?
Boarding
What will you do in boarding?
and greeting the passengers.
You will greet the passengers and
Arrangements.
Helping the passengers.
what, Sumita? You said something.
Helping to the passengers, ma'am.
You will help the passengers to do what? Help
Find
up
their
to
seats.
yourself.
Find the seats.
Seats and
Exactly.
Option handling.
Yes. So you will greet them, you will help them to find their seat, you will help them with their luggage. Okay? What is the overwing emergency exit criteria?
We will not allow the person at the door.
Who is supposed to sit there then?
The person who have above age 16,
Okay.
old age, no obese people. Who are obese.
Who can sit there? I know obese people, children, infants cannot sit there. You said the one who is above the age of 16. Okay, fine. Who else? What is another criteria?
No wheelchair passengers.
I know, Veena, who are not supposed to sit there. That I know. I want to know who can sit there. Who is allowed to sit there.
Healthy person.
Healthy person. Okay.
40 or
Who? That person should be an able-bodied passenger. That means that passenger has the ability to take out that 15 kg door in his hand and throw it out. Okay? So you call them able-bodied passengers. Okay? Yes, they should be above the age of 16 or 18. Even if he is above the age of 16, it could be a possibility he's not strong enough to hold the door. Still, you ask the passenger to move away from that exit. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now, okay, one more thing add to this phrase, that we will give extension seatbelts to the obese passengers. Do you understand what are the obese passengers? Passengers who are very fat. Okay, those are obese passengers. So there could be a possibility they are unable to tie themselves or tie seatbelts around their waist. Okay, so we give them extension seatbelts. Extension seatbelt is kind of seatbelt only. We will put that seatbelt in that buckle and from the other side to the other buckle. So it will you will get more diameter to that. Okay, so that is particularly for the obese passengers or for those passengers who cannot tie the regular seatbelt around their waist. Okay, so you also check for that. Most of the time, those people, they will let you know that they need seatbelt, or you look at them, or you can figure it out that okay, these passengers need seatbelt. You just go and give them politely. Most of the time, they will ask you, if you have extension seatbelt, please give me, because this seatbelt is not enough for me. Okay, if they say, well and good. If they don't say, just go, just take an extension seatbelt, go to them and tell them, sir, you might need extension seatbelt. This here it is for you, and give them polite. Okay. So one more point, you give them extension seatbelts. You brief. That I already told you that you're supposed to brief the emergency exit passengers before takeoff and before closing the door. Okay. So while boarding, first you greet the passenger, second you help the passenger, third you check how many wheelchair passengers or what all are there and where they are seated. Third thing, you check the criteria of the emergency exit, that who all are seated there. Okay. So if there is any person who is not supposed to sit on the emergency exit, you politely ask them to relocate somewhere else. Okay, then you do the briefing. Briefing means you will tell them how to open this door in case of emergency. Okay, third thing, you give the extension seatbelts to the obese passengers or those passengers who ask for it. Okay, and third thing, you will brief the infants also. So in briefing, first briefing is you will brief the emergency exit passengers. Second briefing would be you will brief the mother who is with the infant. Okay, so you guys know about the brace position. That cabin crew supposed to sit in the brace position in case of emergency, and like that, passengers also supposed to sit in the brace position. So we shout the commands: bend down, bend over, heads down. Okay, we shout such commands or whatever commands. Each airline has a different command. So the command will be bend over, heads down. You are telling them to be safe. But the brace position for the mother who is with the infant, that is different. Okay. So babies, if the mother the baby is on the lap of the mother. Okay, I'll have a mini. Wait, I'll show you. Okay, so for example, this is my mini. Okay, so for example, this is the infant. Okay, so infant is on the lap of the mother, right? But in case of emergency, what would be the brace position? So the mother is supposed to hold the baby like this and keep the head of the baby on the shoulder like this, and the other hand is on the seat. So like this, she is securing the head of the child and she is securing her own head as well. Okay, so this is the brace position for an infant, mother with infant. So you need to inform that to the mother before takeoff when you are giving the briefing. Also, when you are giving briefing, yes, Meena.
Ma'am, yesterday, the video which we shown, in that video, the flying attendant asked the mother to put the baby down and hold the baby there.
So different airlines, as I told you, different airlines have different brace positions. So this is one of the brace position which we use here. Okay, there could be a possibility that different airlines have different brace positions. So this one is the most basic one which we generally use, which we generally ask the mother to use it. Okay, could be a possibility you go somewhere else and you find that they are telling you to do something else. That is perfectly fine. Nobody is wrong, but the idea is to be to save the baby and to save the mother at the same time. Okay, both should be saved whenever there is an impact. Okay, so that's how you secure the baby. So when you are briefing the mother who is with the infant, you will tell them about the decompression. You will tell them in case of decompression, the oxygen mask will come down. You will wear your mask first and then assist your baby. Okay, so we need to tell them, because mother supposed to, she will not take care of herself and she will start putting the oxygen mask to the baby. But if it's in just few seconds, if you are not getting proper oxygen to your brain, you will be dead. Okay, so she can help her baby only if she is fine. Okay, so she need to put the oxygen mask first and then she is supposed to give it to the baby. Okay, then we tell them we generally have a diaper changing table in our lavatories. Do you know what diaper changing table is? Okay, let me show you, if I can show you a diaper changing table. Just a moment. Okay, I'll show you it. So diaper changing table is kind of a table which is there in the washroom where the baby lies down and you can change the diaper of the baby like this. Okay, so this is the diaper changing table. So once you are done with that, you can put it back like this. Okay, so it has a lock here. So this is open, right? And here it is closed. Understood? So if you want to open it, you just need to unlatch it and it will come down just like that. Okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
And the baby will lie here and you can change the diaper, because it's a very small lavatory. So no two people can go inside and help the mother. So if the mother is going alone, she will lie down the baby there and change the diaper. So we need to tell them, because most of us doesn't know, like you guys don't know that there is a diaper changing table. So we need to tell them that there is a diaper changing table. In case you want to change the diaper of the baby, you can use that. Okay, one thing you will tell them. Second, third thing you tell them, that during takeoff and landing, there could be a possibility the child will cry a lot. And why there will be a crying? Because there will be an air pressure. Okay, do you guys know what air pressure is? Have you ever traveled to the mountains and you felt that your ear are getting blocked? Because it's at the height. So if you will go up, the pressure will go, there will be a more pressure to your ears. Anybody have felt that before, that when you are going towards the mountain and there is an echo and your ear gets blocked? Anybody have felt that ever? No? You guys have never been to the mountains? Okay, no problem. So what actually happened, you feel, what other example? Cold, in case of cold also, you feel like your ears are blocked, your nose is blocked, your ears are blocked. So when your ears are blocked, that means sometimes if there's a very, it's a very severe cold, your ears will also get affected, right? So your ears will get blocked and there will be a pain, a light pain to your ears. And it generally happens when people fly. With 90% of the passenger, it happens because of the change of the pressure. Okay, there will be a air pressure, and because of that air pressure, we need to do some exercise. We need to do a jaw movement. We need to eat something so that the jaw will move, and because of the movement of the jaw, the ears will open up. Okay, but we cannot ask the infant to do it because he doesn't know how to do it, right? So we need to inform the mother who is with the infant that in case the baby will cry for takeoff and landing, just feed the baby or give him something to, a bottle of maybe water or milk, whatever they give to the baby, so that the baby will keep gulping it and there will be a movement of jaw or maybe a movement of this thing, I don't know what you call this, so that the air blockage will not happen. Okay, so these are the things which we're supposed to inform the mother. We'll brief the mother before the takeoff. Okay, so in case the child is crying, she should know why he is crying, and she will give the anything to eat or to drink to the baby. Okay, we will tell them about the brace position of the baby. We will tell them in case of decompression, if oxygen mask come down, you're supposed to wear your oxygen mask first and then assist the baby. And also at the end we will say, if you need any assistance throughout the flight, just press the call bell and we will come and help you. Okay, so similarly, what are the 2 briefings you give before the flight?
Briefing with the emergency door passenger. No, before with the captain and the person.
No, that is a different briefing, the briefing which you give to the passengers, I'm asking.
The demo, ma'am.
Before takeoff, after boarding, what briefing you give to the passengers? What are the 2 different briefings you give to different kind of passengers?
One with the emergency door passenger, the one on the...
And one with?
The infant's mother.
Yeah, mother with an infant. We call it mother-infant or infant-mother, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so these are the 2 briefings you give to the passengers. So in boarding, it's not only you are greeting the passenger, you are greeting the passenger, you are helping the passenger, you are briefing the passenger, you are checking the criteria of the emergency exit, that who all are sitting on the emergency exit. Okay, and you are giving the extension seat belts to the passengers, those who need it. Okay, so all of this is going on while boarding. You are taking a round in the cabin, you are helping the passengers, you are checking on passengers, you are checking who are sitting on the emergency exit, you are checking mother with infant, and you are briefing them. Understood? Any doubt so far on this? Okay. Alright. So now after door close, once the doors are closed, when the doors will be closed, would you tell me? When will you close the doors?
Ma'am, when all the boarding is completed.
Once you hear that boarding is completed from the ground staff, you will inform the captain and the captain will ask you to close the doors. Then you close the doors. Okay? Understood? Okay. So once you close the doors, what you're supposed to do? Anybody has any idea what happens after you close the doors? Any idea what happens once the door is closed? What do you guys do? I mean, I have already taught you this, but if you don't remember, that's a different thing. What happens when the doors are closed of the
We
aircraft?
will, ma'am, we will serve the food to the passengers, or we'll give the demo for the seat.
As soon as the doors are closed, you will start serving them.
No, ma'am. We'll give the demo how to wear the seat belts and everything.
Okay, yes, there will be a demo. After the doors are closed, there will be a demo. You tell them how to use the oxygen mask, how to fasten the seat belt, how to unfasten the seat belt. In case the aircraft lands on water, how to use the life jacket. Okay, you tell them. Okay, demo is done. What after that? You guys know this. I have already. This topic is covered. Do you remember? Nobody has an answer for that. What will you do after the demo? Shubham? What are we supposed to do after the demo? Just imagine in your mind that the aircraft doors are closed and demo is done. What will be the next step?
Serving the passenger. Announcement.
You said serving the passengers, Xavier? Okay, so you will start your service on ground only. So once the aircraft takes off, the passenger food will be on their faces.
Secure the cabin.
Exactly. You're supposed to secure the cabin. Didn't I ask you to check that the seatbelt signs, everybody fasten the seatbelt, the window shades are open, the tray tables are closed? Did I told you this? Okay, how do you secure the cabin?
All the crashes are
Fasten the
closed.
seatbelt.
What you will check?
We will check the overhead bay
All are fastened.
that they are
Their seatbelt
they are correct.
properly.
that they are closed correctly.
We'll check the overhead bins. Okay, once we get the information, the boarding is completed, we will start close the overhead bins then and there. We don't wait for the securance. In securance, we just check, just write it down because this will be a question. How we will secure the cabin? The first thing we check, everybody has fastened the seatbelt. Second thing, the tray tables are closed. The third thing, the seat backs are straightened. And the fourth thing, window shades are open. Fifth thing, no big bags should be under the seat. Only small bags or handbags you can put under the seat. But if there is a big bag, it should be in the overhead bin. Okay, now tell me what are the five things you do when you secure the cabin?
Everyone are fastened the seatbelt properly. Then the tray tables are closed. And no big bags are under the seat. Then window shades are open. And the last thing is seat backs are straightened.
Last of the day, we have to check any big bag under.
Yes.
The seatbelt.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that's how you secure the cabin. So now this is an after door close. This is the fourth phase. Fourth. This is the fourth phase, that is door close. After door close, the first thing you do is demo. The second thing you do is securance of the cabin. Okay. So once you are done with the securance of the cabin, what would be the next step?
We will go to our seats and inform the captain.
Very good. We will inform the captain that the cabin is secure. Okay. So once the captain gets the information that okay, the cabin is secure, he will take off. So once we give the information to the captain that okay, captain, the cabin is secured, then cabin crew is supposed to go to their seats, to their jump seats, and sit in their brace position. Understood? You know that cabin crew is supposed to sit in their brace position for takeoff and landing. Whether it's an emergency or if there is no emergency, every takeoff, every landing, you guys are supposed to sit in your brace position. Okay? Passenger brace position only when you come to know that there is an emergency, you will shout the commands and they will come to know. But you will sit in your brace position for takeoff and landing every time. Understood? Okay. So after that, once you are sitting on the jump seat, what you do? We call it a 30-second review. That because it takes 30 to 40 seconds to take off. Okay. Once the aircraft is the full throttle, it will take 30 to 40 seconds for an aircraft to get into the air. Okay. So in those 30 seconds, you are sitting in your brace position, but that doesn't mean you are free now and you can chit chat with your colleague who is sitting next to you. No, you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to talk to the person who is sitting next to you. You are supposed to do a 30-second review, and in that particular 30-second review, what you do is you recall all the emergency things. You have to recall. First thing you will recall that where you are sitting and which door you are going to operate, which is your door. Because if you are sitting on a jump seat, that means you have a particular door. You are responsible for a particular door. So that means you have to recall that, okay, for example, I am sitting here, the door next to me is my door. In case of emergency, I have to open this door. Okay, so you have to imagine all those scenarios that okay, this is my door. If there is an emergency, I will get up from my seat quickly and I will open this door like this. Okay, so what all do you supposed to check when you open the door? While opening the door, in case of emergency, I'm talking about. First thing, you will disarm the door. Okay, arming and disarming is something. Okay, let me tell you what is arming and what is disarming. Arming means after every flight, once the doors are closed, you're supposed to arm the door. Arm the door means in case of emergency, if you open the door in armed position, in arm mode, the slide will inflate. Okay. Why we are doing this? Because we are saving those 2 to 3 seconds in case of emergency that we don't need to arm the door. Got my point? Did you understand? Because the slide will open, the slide will come out only and only in case the door is in armed mode. Okay, so in case of emergency, we don't have much time to first arm the door and then open the door. We just quickly open the door and the slide will inflate and the passengers will start evacuating. So before every flight, we arm the door. Once the captain asks us to close the door, simultaneously we will arm the door. Okay? Alright. So once we are landing, we are not supposed to, if it is a safe landing, okay, there was no emergency, so now you have landed to your destination. Now you're supposed to open the door. At that point of time, you are not supposed to open the door in arm mode, because if you open the door in arm mode, the slide will inflate. But then there's no emergency, right? So if you open the door by mistake like that, there will be a fine, or most probably they will ask the crew to leave, right? Because it is that slide, as I told you, even for passenger, if somebody opened it by mistake, they're supposed to pay the fine. So it goes same with the crew. Even after so much of training, if you are doing this mistake, it's not acceptable. Understood? So if the aircraft landed safely, now the deboarding is going on, the passenger is supposed to deplane, you will open the door in disarm mode. So first you get up from your seat, you disarm the door, and then you open the door. Okay? So do you understand the difference between arming and disarming? What is arming?
Can you once again tell about arming?
Okay, so arming means the door is in armed mode. That means if you open the door in arm mode, the slide will inflate. You guys know there is a slide in the door. In case of emergency, the passengers sit on the slide and slide down. I have showed you a video, you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that slide is there on the door. So if you open the door in armed mode, the slide will inflate. If you open the door in disarm mode, the slide will not inflate. Okay, so when we need the slide, we need the slide only in case of emergency, right? So in case of emergency, that means the door should be in arm mode, only then the slide will inflate. But we do not have that much of time to arm the door first and then open the door so that the slide will inflate. In order to save those 5 to 6 seconds, which is there into arming and disarming, before every takeoff, we arm all the doors, so that in case there is an emergency, we will open the door and the slide will inflate, because we are not supposed to waste those few seconds. Okay, but if the aircraft landed safely and there was no emergency, then you will disarm the door first and then open it, because then the slide will not inflate. Then the aero bridge will come, or maybe the step ladder will come, get attached to the aircraft door, and the deplaning will start. Is that clear to everyone now?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood what is arming, disarming? Who will explain me? Who will explain me arming and disarming? Shubham, please.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, before opening the door, we have to depressurize the cabin.
That is a different thing. Depressurization is different thing. Disarming is different thing. Depressurization, captains will do. You are not doing anything in that. Okay? So depressurization is something to do with the cockpit crew. They will depressurize the cabin, but just in case the cabin is not depressurized, while opening the door, you will get the indication. Okay, so if you are getting that indication, you will stop opening the window. You will stop it there only. You will inform the captain that the cabin is not depressurized. So the captain will do that, and then you will open the door. So depressurization and disarming are two different things. Okay? So disarming is something you do, depressurization is something captain will do. But you will get the indication while opening the door. Okay, what happens if you open the door and the cabin is not depressurized? What will happen? I've told you this.
The air will push you.
You will be thrown out of the aircraft, because there is a lot of pressure inside the cabin and less pressure outside. Okay, so you will be thrown out of the aircraft if you open the door and the cabin is not depressurized. Okay, what is arming and disarming? Who will explain me arming and disarming?
I'll try to explain.
Yes.
we have to arm the door before every takeoff so that we can save the time if there is an emergency on board or in between the flight. So, and if there is no emergency, during landing, first you will disarm the door and then open it so that the slide won't come.
Okay. Why do we need to arm the door? I mean, okay, I understand that in case of emergency you open it, but the slide will not come out in disarm mode.
In arm mode, the slide will come out.
Okay, and in disarm mode?
It won't come out.
Okay, great. Yes. So, before takeoff, we're supposed to close the door and arm it. And after landing, before opening the door, we're supposed to disarm it and then open it. What if we open the door in arm mode? What will happen?
Slide will come out. Slide will come out. Yeah.
The slide will inflate. Right? Great. Okay. Okay. Is there any possibility that the door is in arm mode, and in case of emergency, you open the door but the slide did not inflate? Is there a possibility of this thing? This can happen? Yes or no? Okay. So because it's a machine, anything and everything can happen. There is a possibility that you open the door in arm mode but the slide did not inflate it. Okay, so in that case, okay, there are few possibilities. First, the slide is not inflated. Second, the slide is inflated but it's not inflated properly. That means it doesn't have the proper gas in it. So in both the cases, you will not let the passenger jump on the slide, because if the slide is not inflated properly and if the passenger will jump on the slide, the passenger will get, hurt himself or herself. Alright? So in that situation, you will not use that particular door. You will ask the passengers to use another door. I have shown you a video in which the crew was not able to open the door itself. So she just blocked that exit. She asked the passenger to go and use the other exit. Similarly, if the slide is not inflated or if the slide is not inflated properly, you will not use that door. You will ask the passenger to use another door. Okay? Okay, alright. So after takeoff, this was before takeoff, right? So once you close the doors, you got the idea what you guys are supposed to do. First thing will be happening after closing the door is demo. Then you secure the cabin. Then you inform the captain that the cabin is secured. Then you sit on your seat in race positions and you do your 30-second review. In 30-second review, you have to recall that which door you are operating. In case of emergency, how you will open the door. In case the door is in arm mode, okay, because inside the door is in arm mode. Understood? So the door is in arm mode. Now you're supposed to, in case of emergency, you will open the door like this. What will, if the slide will not inflate, what will you do? You're supposed to recall, okay, I'm not supposed to use this door. In case the slide will not inflate, I will ask the passengers to go and use another exit. Okay. What are my commands? Commands, as I told you, every airline has a different command, so I will not teach you a command, because if I will tell you one command, it will get fixed in your brain and then you won't be able to use another command. So I will not tell you the commands and all those things, but there are commands. You guys have heard that people, the cabin crew are shouting whenever there is an emergency, there is an evacuation. So what are your commands? What are you supposed to shout? And how you will, how many rows you're supposed to check after the evacuations are done. So you're supposed to think all these things, because you should be prepared for emergency any and every time. Okay? So that's why in those 30-second review, you have to recall all those things. Is that clear? So what all are you going to do in after the door close? What will be your what will be your actions once the door is closed? Who will tell me? Mm-hmm.
When the door is closed, we will do the demo. Then after we will do the securance of the cabin.
Secure the cabin, yes.
And we will arm the door.
No. As soon as the door is closed, you will arm the door immediately. Okay. It's not like that you are closing the door and then you are arming it later. Sorry. Once you have closed the door, the captain will announce to arm the doors. Okay, the captain's supposed to do some checks or something. He has to check, okay, all the doors are closed. So once all the doors are closed, you can do the securance, but you have to wait for the captain's command. At the same time, you have to wait that, okay, when he will say arm the doors. So when he says cabin crew arm the door, you're supposed to go back to your door and arm it. Okay, so that will be on captain's command. Understood? So first thing you do is demo, then you do securance or arming and disarming. Whosoever is asking you when will you arm the door, we will after closing the door, we will wait for the captain's command. Okay, once the captain will ask us to arm the slides, we will arm the slides or door, whatever you say. Okay, after that securance is done. After that Shubham, Veena, Janvi, where are you?
30 seconds review.
Your cameras are off.
Doing the 30 seconds.
No. After securance, you inform the captain the cabin is secure. Then you will not go back to your jump suits. You will not go be in your brace position. You will start doing 30-second review while walking in the cabin. I want proper points when I'm asking you. Write it down if you are unable to remember these things. Just write it down. The first thing is demo. Second thing is securance. Third thing, you are informing the captain about the securance. Fourth thing, you are going to your seats, to your jump seats, and you are sitting in your brace position, and then you are doing 30-second review. Arming you will do as per captain's command. And captain will ask you to arm the slide between demo and securance only. Understood? Is that clear? Okay. Now after takeoff, or we can do one thing. Just watch this video. I will show you a video about that. What happened to the Emirates flight? Okay. I will show you a video. That video you have to watch and read because there is no particular incidents video. This will be 8-9 minutes video. So what you need to do is you have to read whatever is written there. Okay, flight number and everything and what exactly happened there. And then I will show you actual footage of the aircraft, inside the aircraft once there was an emergency, once the aircraft crash landed. Okay, so let's see this first and then we will move forward because otherwise your brain will stop working if I will keep talking and you will keep listening.
I'm gonna fly one day, I'm gonna fly one day, and I'm gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day, I'm gonna fly one day, I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with infinity, fly away, oh. Fly Say it just in his eye. Here we go. Hold your heads high. Here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Aim for is you to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with April today. Fly away, 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 oh. Rise over the sky, here we go. Say it just in his eye, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high, here we go. Don't know how to fly, here we go. Aim for is you to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with April today. Fly away, 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 oh. Rise over the sky, here we go. Say it just in his eye, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high, here we go. Don't know how to fly, here we go. Aim for is you to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with April today. Fly away, 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 oh. Rise over the sky, here we go. Say it just in his eye, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high, here we go. Don't know how to fly, here we go. Aim for is you to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with April today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with April today. Fly away, oh. Rise over the sky, here we go. Say it just in his eye, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Aim to is young to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Rising in the sky, here we go. Set your standards high, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high, here we go. Don't know how to fly, here we go. Aim to is young to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Rising with the sky, here we go. Set your standards high, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high, here we go. Don't know how to fly, here we go. Aim to is young to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Rising in the sky, here we go. Set your standards high, here we go. Hold your heads high, here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high, here we go. Don't know how to fly, here we go. Aim to is young to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with Set your standards high. Here we go. Hold your heads high. Here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Influence you to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Rise over the sky. Here we go. Set your standards high. Here we go. Hold your heads high. Here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Influence you to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna
Alright, did you guys see that? What exactly happened? There was a fire in the engine, right?
Fire in
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Actually, most of them survived. 24 passengers were there who were injured, and one was serious, right? Okay, so there was no loss of life at all, but that was something very serious. So now I will show you in same incidents what was the cabin from inside look like after the crash landing, and you guys have to tell me that what are they are doing wrong and what they are doing right in it. Okay, that's the actual footage. So just have a look on that. Let me show you that one. Okay, can you see this?
Leave the van, jump and slide. We're back later. Leave everything, please jump and slide. This way, not this way. Leave everything, leave your van.
Set your standards high. Here we go. Hold your heads high. Here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Aim for is yours to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Rise over the sky. Here we go. Set your standards high. Here we go. Hold your heads high. Here we go. Here we go. Sky is so high. Here we go. Don't know how to fly. Here we go. Aim for is yours to make you fly. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. And it's gonna feel so right someday. I'm gonna fly one day. Sure, I'm gonna fly one day. I'm gonna spread my wings someday. Oh, oh. Fly away with a thrill today. Fly away, oh. Fly
I'm sorry guys, actually something went wrong, I don't know what, and my laptop went off. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I it just went off. Okay, so I was showing you. Wait, I'll show you again. So did you see that? What kind of
Set your standards high.
environment was inside the this one. Was inside the aircraft when after the crash landing? We'll start it from the.
Don't know how to fly.
I'll start it again. Just have a look.
Leave everything, leave the van, jump and slide. We're back later. Leave everything, please jump and slide. This way, not this way. Leave everything, leave the van.
എല്ലാരും ഇങ്ങോട്ട് പോ. Jump, jump, jump. Leave your bags behind. Jump and slide. Jump and slide.
Go, quick.
എല്ലാരും പോ.
Alright, did you see? Everybody put on cameras.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now do you understand what exactly happened when there is an emergency? Everybody is crying, everybody is shouting, running here and there, don't know where is the exit. So it's not that easy. So most of the passengers, they don't know how to jump on the slide. They don't even jump on the slide. They just stand at the edge of the slide. You have to push them. You have to throw them on the slide so that they can go down. Because you don't have that much of time to waste there and convince them, sir, please jump, sir, please jump. You can't do that. So did you hear the how the cabin crew was shouting and how they were saying jump, jump, jump? So that's how you're supposed to shout and be a little aggressive and ask them to get out of the aircraft. Okay, how was the evacuation was going on? Was that smooth or was that not good? And if it is not good, what was not good in that? Tell me. Was it a smooth evacuation? Evacuation can never be smooth. Because at that point of time, everybody is scared, everybody is shouting. Children are shouting for their parents and everybody wants to get out of the aircraft. What was the wrong thing which they were doing?
They didn't left their bags. They tried to take bags with them.
The biggest mistake, this is actually this flight was from India to UAE, and after that UAE cabin crew said that they are not going to fly to India because the passengers love their luggage more than their life. Or if anybody suffered any injury and anybody lost their lives, it will come on cabin crew. I mean, I can't understand that how difficult it is to leave their stuff behind and save their lives. I mean, in order to take that laptop, he might lose his life, but he wants that laptop. Everybody wants their luggage, and they are least bothered about their lives. So this is the stupidest thing someone can do. It's not only that they are wasting time, even if they are jumping on a slide with their bags, there could be a possibility they will puncture the slide. And after that, nobody can use that slide. Right? So it's not about themselves only, it's not about their stuff, because we people are so selfish in life, we don't think about the other people. We just think about our things, our stuff, our family, and we don't think about there are more people behind us who are supposed to get out of that aircraft. And if something went wrong to the slide, they can get stuck in the aircraft, they cannot come out. So now in this case, the one engine was on fire. So the evacuation was going on from one side only. Right? They were not evacuating passengers from the other side where the engine was on fire. So imagine 50% of the exits working on and at that particular time. How many passengers were there?
282.
282 or more than that, I guess.
300.
300 something because it was 777. Or 380 aircraft was that?
18 crew members.
282 passengers plus 18 crew members. 18 crew members.
Okay. So imagine in those 90 seconds, they have saved all the passengers. There were passengers who had injuries, that's fine. But they have saved 200 something passengers with 50% of the exits working. If the aircraft had 10 doors, that means they were using only 5 doors and they saved everyone, including these stupid people who are carrying their bags along with it. So imagine what kind of pressure you guys have at that point of time.
Ma'am, there were total 282 passengers plus 18 crew members.
plus 18 crew members. So it was Boeing 777 because in Boeing there are more crew than Boeing. So 18 crew members. So imagine crew members are asking you to get out of the aircraft, jump and slide, get out of the aircraft, and passengers are holding back to their bags. And imagine if the bag is heavy and the passenger just leave the bag at the door and decide, okay, I am evacuating, I'm leaving my bag. Imagine that bag is an obstruction for the rest of the people who are coming to the door. And then also it can puncture the slide. So you have to be very assertive. In that situation, even if you want to slap someone, slap someone. I mean, I would love to slap people who are doing such things. Imagine, I mean, I have no word for such people. Those, it's not here. There was a United Airlines aircraft also had an emergency landing, and the aircraft is on fire. And I literally saw a passenger getting out of the aircraft with a big bag in his hand. I mean, how can you be so selfish? I don't understand that thing. And more than it's being selfish, it's about your life also. So what if that because the time you take in order to get that bag from the overhead bin and evacuate, by the time could be a possibility that there'll be a blast in the aircraft. What will you do with that bag then? You are going to the heaven with the bag. Crazy people. So we have to make sure that we ask the passengers to leave their bag behind, even if they are carrying. Just ask them to throw it away, throw away from the aircraft. I mean, just don't throw on the slide. Otherwise, you can throw it anywhere, here and there. That's okay. That's none of our business, and we are least bothered about the luggages. What we are bothered about, their lives. Because even if they are doing some stupidity, we will be held responsible if anything wrong happened to them. Okay, so if you see bags in their hand, just take the bag, throw it away from the aircraft, and ask the passenger to keep it. And also give him a slap if you want. So don't tell it to anyone. And nobody will say anything to you if you slap a passenger while in this case of emergency. Just say that he was not listening to you. Alright, any questions? No? Alright, let's move forward then. Where were we? I wrote down anything. Okay, so we have done after door close, right? So now after door close, you are sitting on your seat, doing your 30 seconds review, everything is done. Aircraft took off. Okay? So once the aircraft took off, when will you come to know that you can move from your seat?
Then recycle the seatbelt sign.
Yes. When the captain will recycle the seatbelt sign, that means the cabin crew can move from their seat, get up from their seat, but not the passengers. Okay? So once the seatbelt sign is recycled, till then you're supposed to sit on your seat. You're not supposed to get up from your seat. Not you, not the passengers. Once the captain recycles the seatbelt sign, means you can get up from your seat. You can start preparing for your service. What you are preparing for your service? You are keeping your water cups. You are keeping ice if you have on board. You are keeping hot water. You are taking the hot water from the boiler. You are keeping it in the kettle. So you are doing all this preparation. Okay. So one of you is doing all this preparation. I mean, if 4 of you are there in the aircraft, 2 are in the forward, 2 are in the aft. So one in the aft is preparing the card, one is preparing taking care of the passengers if they need anything. So in Securance, I forgot to tell you there is one more point. We're supposed to secure the lavatories also. So we will lock the lavatories. We will check is there any passenger in the lavatory? If there is any passenger in the lavatory, we will wait for the passenger to come out. Once the passenger will come out, we will lock the lavatory for takeoff. Nobody is supposed to sit in the lavatory for takeoff because there is no seat belt in the lavatory. There is nothing in the lavatory. Okay, not even an oxygen mask. So, for takeoff and landing, lavatories should also be secured. Add this point to the securance criteria. Okay, so there is one more point. You have to lock the lavatories also. So once the seatbelt sign is recycled, one's supposed to get up from their seat and unlock the lavatories. Okay, so that now everyone can use the lavatory. Then you will unlock the lavatories. You will start preparing for your services. For services, you are, keeping water cups. You are keeping the stuff, the food on the cart, the hot water in the kettle. If somebody wants tea, coffee, all these things, you are preparing that. Okay. In the meantime, you will also check to the cockpit crew. So you will call them through the interphone and you can check them. So are you okay? Do you need something? If they need anything like tea, coffee or anything, they will let you know. You can make them tea or coffee and give it to them first. You just serve the cockpit. Okay. After that, you will start your service. You will do the service. You will serve the passengers. Give them tea, coffee, hot water, food, whatever they want. Just serve them. You are doing the service after that. So once you are done with your service, you guys know what you're supposed to do after the service. Everybody has eaten, everybody had their tea, coffee and everything. You are done with the service. Now what will be the next step? What will you do after the service?
Clearance.
Yes, very good, Shubham. So you will clear the trash with the trash bag. So two of you, one will hold the trash bag from that side, one will hold from this side, and you will ask the passengers to put the trash, whatever they have eaten, whatever, if there is something left over or anything, just put in the trash bag. Okay, so that why you do the clearance? Anyone? Why are you supposed to do the clearance? Why you can't leave the cabin just like that?
It will harm the passengers.
It will?
Harm the passenger.
How it will harm the passenger? How it will harm the passenger? Guys, don't look at my face, start answering me. When I ask a question, you guys just look at me as if I'm some alien and I'm asking you something out of the world. Why do we, okay, just imagine in your normal life, when you eat, okay, so what do you do with the plate in which you have eaten? What do you do with that? You frame and eat.
No, we put to dustbin.
Exactly. Or maybe you put it in the dishes and you do the dishes later.
Yes.
Right? Similarly, once they are eaten, they don't know that trash anymore. They don't want that trash on their lap. And on top of it, you want the cabin clean at all times. So what about the securance? I mean, you don't want to secure the cabin. So can you secure a cabin with the plates or with all this trash in the passenger's hand? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're supposed to
Clear the trash.
once you are done with the service, you're supposed to clear the cabin. You're supposed to collect the trash. Why are you supposed to collect the trash? Veena, what are you saying? I can't hear you.
To secure the car, to make it clean.
Yes, to secure the cabin, one thing, and to make the cabin clean. The cabin should be clean all the time. Otherwise, if you have some leftovers in your plates or anything, we are Indians, right? Most of the time we just throw it on the floor. We don't care. How many of you, first thing I want to ask you, how many of you throw the garbage just like that? Not in the dustbin. I'm sure 90% of you does that. Today onwards, make it a point. Even if you are eating anything at home or if you are outside or in a restaurant, anywhere, just throw the garbage in the trash bin, in the dustbin only. Don't throw it here and there and don't leave it there only. Even if you are in a car driving, you have eaten something, don't open the window and throw it outside. Don't do that. Keep it with you. If you find any trash bin or any dustbin nearby, then only throw it. Don't throw it on the roads. Be a good civilized citizen. Don't do these things. Okay? So don't throw garbage here and there. I just hate people who does that. Trust me. Even my husband used to do that. So when we first met, we ate something in the car and he was about to throw that plate outside the car and we had a fight after that. That he's not supposed to do that. So now I don't know what he does when I am not with him, but when I am with him, he doesn't do that. So you guys also don't do it. Because this is a very, very bad thing. Just keep your surroundings clean all the time. Okay? So similarly, the passengers will throw it on the floor if you will not collect it. So it's a good practice. After once they are done, there is a clearance after the food. So you will clear all the trash. So once you clear all the trash, what would be the next step? And one more thing, you're supposed to check on the cockpit after every few minutes. So before starting a service, you will check on the cockpit. Once you are done with the service, you again call to the cockpit and ask them if they need anything. Okay? So after the clearance also, you ask them if they need anything. They will, or if they need anything else, they will call you. Why we supposed to call the cockpit? Because we don't want communication. Not a communication gap actually, but could be a possibility there is an emergency in the cockpit and we are not aware of that. Could be a possibility the captain is incapacitated. Imagine hypothetical situation, both captains are incapacitated and you have no idea about it. If they are not calling you, could be a possibility they slept, both of them. So if you call them again and again, that will they will stay awake. Understood? So even if they are sleeping, you're calling them after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they will hear the interphone ringing and they will answer it. Right? So in order to keep them awake all the time throughout the flight, you just call them after every 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? Sorry, in night flights it's 10 to 15 minutes. In day flights it's like 20 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. Okay, it's different with different airlines. They have their own SOPs. So, but you're supposed to call them after some time. There should not be a gap of more than an hour or 45 minutes. Okay? So while doing all this, while doing service, after the service, before the clearance, after the clearance, just call the cockpit in between. Okay? Understood? Okay. So once, okay, so how many phases we have done so far? How many phases we have done so far, guys? Name them.
4 phases.
4 or 5? The first one is second,
Pre-flight.
third,
Boarding.
boarding, fourth, after door close, after boarding they were done, after door close, after takeoff, right?
Yes.
Are you missing on anything? 5 phases are done, right? Now the 6th one is descent. DESCENT. What do you mean by descent? What do you mean by descent? Yes. So, okay. So once the aircraft take off, then it comes to 35,000 feet. Aircraft is not going up anymore. The aircraft on the 35,000 feet like this. So it's going like this. So we call it cruise. Okay. But now the landing time is coming near. So that means the aircraft is supposed to land. So how the aircraft will land? When it comes down. So when the aircraft comes down, that means descent. Understood? So when the aircraft is descending means you supposed to secure the cabin for landing. Understood? So after the service, after the clearance, there could be a possibility passenger wants to use the lavatory, they wants to go at the back, so they are going here and there. Okay? But once the descent is started, you will start requesting the passengers to go back to their seats. Because now it's the time of landing and now everybody should be on their seats, should not run here and there. So when there is a descent, ask the passengers to go back to their seats, start checking the lavatories. That means there is no one in the lavatory, lavatories are vacant. If the lavatory is vacant, you're supposed to lock the lavatory. Okay, nobody should be there for landing, not for takeoff, not for landing. So you will secure the cabin whenever you hear the descent thing. Okay. So you will ask the passenger to go back to their seats, you will lock the lavatory, now you will take a round in the cabin and you will start securing. What you will do when you secure the cabin, what all you need to check?
Tray table is no.
Everything, every hour. Come on.
You have to fasten the seat belt.
Fasten seat belts.
Windows are open. Tray tables are closed.
Window shades are?
Open.
Yes. You said closed before.
Tray tables are
Okay. Tray table should be closed. Window shades open. Then
no big bags should be there. No big bags should be
Yes,
there.
John.
No big bags should be there under the seat.
Right. So you will check the seat belts. Passengers have fastened the seat belt. Tray tables are closed. Seat bags are straightened. Window shades are open. No big bags under the seat. And you will check the lavatory that there is no one in the lavatory. So once everybody is on their seat, everything is secured, you will inform the captain again that cabin is secured for landing. So before you were saying cabin was secured for takeoff. Now you are saying cabin is secured for landing. Then again, you will sit on your seat, on your jump seat. You are again doing that 30-second review. Right? Could be a possibility there will be an emergency while landing. So you are again preparing yourself for the emergency. So you are all the time, the idea is to be prepared for the emergency. That is the point all the time. So for takeoff, you are preparing yourself. For landing, you are preparing yourself. So you are doing securance, you are informing the captain, you are sitting on your seat in your brace positions, and then you are doing your 30-second review. Understood? Okay. Now the aircraft comes to a complete halt, aircraft landed properly, normally. Okay. Here comes another phase, that is after landing. The another phase is what? After landing. What do you do after landing?
Disarm the group.
Okay, fine. Yes, that's a valid point, but we just don't. How will you come to know that, okay, now we can get up from our seats?
When captain tell us that we completed the depressurization.
Okay, so captain will not tell us anything. In that case, once the aircraft comes landed, okay. So first of all, it will land. It will be on very high speed. It will go slow, very slow. Okay. So that means once the aircraft is very slow and take a turn, that means the runway is completed. Okay. So once he is out of the runway, he needs to go to its parking bay. The aircraft is supposed to go to its parking bay. It's not like the aircraft is landed and it's standing there only. It cannot stand on the runway because there are more flights which are coming, which are landing. So runway is only for landing. So once the aircraft landed on the runway, for example, this is a runway. Aircraft is landed on the runway. Now this is supposed to go to their particular parking bay. For example, you are landing somewhere. You have landed in an aircraft, but then you're supposed to go to your home. You're not supposed to stay at the airport, right? So similarly, if the aircraft lands, it will not stay on the runway. It will go to its particular bay, that's its parking bay. Okay. So once the aircraft lands on the runway, then it will go to the parking bay. That we call it taxiing. The aircraft is taxiing to the bay, to the parking bay. So even when the aircraft is not parked properly, nobody will get up from their seats, not even the cabin crew. Once the aircraft is in its parking bay, it's parked properly, then the captain will switch off the seatbelt sign. That means now you can get up from your seat. Okay. Once the aircraft comes to its parking bay and park, the captain will switch off the seatbelt signs, and when the captain switch off the seatbelt signs, then you will get up from your seat. And as soon as he switch off the seatbelt sign, he will make an announcement of disarming the door. Then you will disarm the door. Understood? You are not getting up from your seat and disarming the door on your own. The captain will instruct you, and then you will disarm the door. So once you disarm the door, then how you will get to know that now you can open the door?
The captain will depressurize.
That he will not do any announcement for that. He will do it automatically. So as soon as you land, he's supposed to depressurize the cabin. But there could be a possibility, it is in their quick list. Like we are getting up from their seat, we are disarming, this is our SOP. Their SOP is as soon as they land, they're supposed to depressurize the cabin. But sometimes the depressurization takes some time. Okay, so that's why the aircraft is pressurized, and that's why you will get that indication. And he will do it again or whatever. I have no idea what captains do, but I know this, that they depressurize the cabin as soon as they land. Okay, so he will not do any announcement because there is nothing to do with us. That's something they will do. We need to inform them only when we get the indication. Okay, so now captain had made an announcement that you can disarm the slides. Then you will disarm the slides. Once you disarm the slides, now you will not open the door. You will wait for the step ladder or the aero bridge to come and get attached to the aircraft door. Once the aero bridge is attached to the aircraft door, the ground staff will give you a thumbs up. You are supposed to keep checking from the window. There is a window on the door. Okay, so you keep on checking that, okay, is there any aero bridge? If there is no aero bridge, you will wait. Okay, you will wait and let the aero bridge come. Once the aero bridge comes and attached to the door, the ground staff which is standing on the aero bridge will give you a thumbs up. That means now you can open the door. Then you will open the door. At that point of time, while opening the door, if you are getting any indication, that means the cabin is not depressurized. You will not open the door. You will stop it then and there. You will call the captain and you will ask them that, the captain, we are getting this indication. What we supposed to do? So the captain will ask you to wait for 2 to 3 minutes, then do it again. Okay, ask the captain, can we do it? Captain will say yes, do it. Then again you will open the door. Then again you will pull the handle. Then you open the door. Once you open the door, the aero bridge is already attached. The ground staff will tell you, okay, you can start the deplaning. Then you will start the deplaning. Then you can say bye-bye to the passenger. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? You guys never have any doubt, but then when I ask you questions, you just go blank. Why? What is the reason? Kindly tell me. I'm going to take a test of these phases of flight today, all because I have covered everything. So I can ask you anything, like what you will do, for example, what will you do after your service, how are you supposed to check the cockpit, in which phase this comes, these kind of questions. So just be very thorough with that, and there will be a test tomorrow. So now I have decided I will complete one module and then I'll take a test. Understood? Fair enough? Because if I have done that, I have completed everything before and then I ask you questions and you were blank. So now I will complete one module and then I will take your test. And tomorrow, your answer should be like this. I'm not gonna wait, I don't have that much time. Okay? Just answer, you need to answer very quickly. If I ask you 5 points of securance, it should be tuck, tuck, tuck. There's no time to recall and think about it. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have any question, you can ask me right now. No questions? Sure? Alright then. So be prepared for your test tomorrow. I will take your test tomorrow and I'll see if I get any interesting video.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Saurabh?
Yes, ma'am. At that time, my connection was lost. What was the 4th and 5th phase you said? Can you just name it?
Okay, you will tell what is the 4th and 5th phase of flight. and fifth phase of flight?
Fourth one is after the door is closed, and fifth one is after we take off.
No. Wait. The first one is reporting to the airport. Second is pre-flight checks. Right? Then boarding. Then after takeoff. Right?
After door close.
Sorry, after door close is the fourth one. Fifth one is after takeoff. Right? And then descent. Sixth one is descent. And seventh one is
After landing.
Can you get 6th and 7th that you provide? 6th and 7th.
Please repeat, guys.
Just 6th and 7th.
Descent and after landing. I've written it there in the chat box. Just check. 6th and 7th. 6th is descent and 7th is after landing. Sorted?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other question? Anyone? Alright guys, then I will have you your test tomorrow. Okay? About this phases of flight. And I'll see if I'll get any interesting video. I'll show you that video also. And that's it. Alright? Okay then. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Very good evening to everyone. And bye then.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.